to having activities with their days, but there's a lack of jobs, a lack of, there are people who are around taking care of their kids.
People in there, let me tell you about the war.
Well, some interesting anecdotes where people say, what's happening now? 3 months ago, from the Civil War. And there is destruction all around when we drove through southern Denver, where some buildings were destroyed. These are very tightly packed urban areas, building and commerce and, normal things going on, and living against the backdrop of buildings that have been completely destroyed. So we know that the infrastructure is compromised in some of the buildings where life is going on as it normally would. So I think there's a combination of huge humanitarian need. That's something we know and our teams are continuously working to address. The backdrop of substantial drops in funding. And I met with some of our partners in Beijing who had been relying on U.S. funding, and they lost 70% of their funding overnight when the humanitarian needs have skyrocketed. Now, for Oxfam, we do not accept U.S. government funding, so we could be an independent voice to influence policy and humanitarian practice globally. And yet, our work is also significantly affected when all of the funding that the U.S. government has pulled out, while the humanitarian needs are skyrocketing.
What would you say is the most pressing humanitarian need right now?
Well, I think that one higher order need is having a ceasefire that is more on paper only, because it is very hard to address any other needs when you have an ongoing war. However, other of those needs, you have a potential crisis of sanitation, sewage, clean water. We know that in Lebanon it has been compounding crises over the years, and destruction at a time when the need for sustained opportunity is enormous.
So it's a tough lock on the RDS on this one, but several times it did lock, and actually you did see it briefly. WUFT, which I believe is the
orange lips,
public radio in Florida on 89.1. So this is kind of interesting to see this 89.1 WUFT.
Weird.
And kind of really cool to see this opening to the south. Earlier there was even opening, some people saying that from Quebec near Montreal, opening up to the west, up to like Montana, for example. It's pretty amazing. This is so cool, and the Qodosen works great in receiving these stations just with the telescopic. So this is a public radio in Florida.
Atlantic University.
Heard in Montreal.
Discovered a new primate a lot like cracking a case.
The detective story began in 2008 when the WUFT Foundation had the very photo of an animal that was not clear at all.
That was almost 20 years ago when a wildlife research group, the WUFT Foundation, went into a remote rainforest in the Democratic Republic of Congo. But then the monkey vanished.
Fast forward 10 years.
In 2018, the Foundation's members were in that same forest, and they struck gold.
Got the clear photos. It was this group on the ground that recognized something really different. And Junior was there.
Junior Mboko, field conservationist from the Democratic Republic of Congo.
So I think he should tell that part.
But the difference we're looking at was that this one had this yellow marked leaves.
The monkey Mboko resembled other smaller black and white tree-based primates. Orange and white around